Hi, it's Nadira with Fresh Fire International Ministries. Welcome back for another Wisdom Wednesday nugget. In the book of Amos, God talks about bringing judgment on different groups of people, including the Israelites. God reveals to Amos the judgment that was about to come forth because of disobedience. God described the things that were happening that weren't pleasing to him. All but one book in Amos speaks of judgment, the last chapter. In the last chapter, God talks about restoration. He talks about the remnant that would remain of the Israelites after judgment and how he would bless them and restore him. It's interesting that the last chapter is where God talks about restoration. The end of the book. The end of the book took a turn that you might not have expected, since it was all gloom and doom in the chapters before it. The last chapter promised good things. The last chapter provided hope. The last chapter talked about blessings. What if we have missed blessings that God had for us time after time? What if we look back over our lives with regret because we missed it? What if we beat ourselves up for not being obedient in certain situations and wondered about how things would have turned out if only we trusted God in that moment? Just like in Amos, the last chapter can be a time of blessing for us. The last chapter can be an opportunity to take God at his word and make room for what he has for us. The last chapter can be a time when we walk in spiritual maturity and refuse to let doubt, being unsure and uncertain, keep us from the blessing this time. The last chapter can be good and certainly not the end of the story. As we've seen in Amos, the last chapter can be a time of goodness and walking in the fruitfulness of God, but will we make room for it? We see this often throughout the Bible, God's mercy and desire to bless his people. That hasn't changed. He wants to bless us and not curse us. He wants to exceed our desires and give us more than we can imagine. But can we believe for it if we are in what we may think is the last chapter? Romans 3:23 tells us, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. But does that mean we count ourselves out? The Christian walk is not one of perfection. It is one of striving. It is one of pressing towards the mark of the high calling in Christ. It is one of constantly evolving, maybe falling down sometimes, but getting up and dusting ourselves off and continuing on the journey. God does not condemn us and say, well, since you've missed opportunities 1 and 2 to receive the blessing, I'm not going to bless you anymore. No, we could have missed opportunities 4, 5, and 6, but his desire to bless us doesn't change. But we have to get out of our own way sometimes. And it's important to have grace towards ourselves sometimes and remember that we are imperfect beings following a perfect God. It doesn't matter what mistakes, bad choices we have made in the past. Today is a new day. A new chance to get it right. A new time to try again with God's help. It's okay to leave the past in the past in this last chapter. It's okay to forgive ourselves and say, Lord, I'm ready to receive the blessing now. I'm open to receive the blessing now. You have told me that I am deserving of the blessing and I welcome it. Romans 8:1 says there is now no condemnation in God. So we don't have to condemn ourselves. We don't have to beat ourselves up and say, I'm not worthy of the blessing. Why should he give me the blessing? But we all have the option to just accept the blessing. It's available to us. It is waiting for us if we would only make room for it and be willing to accept it. Just accept the blessing. So just a reminder of our upcoming fall conference titled Integrity Arising on September 27th between 10 and 12, completely online. We would love it if you would come out and join us. It will be available on Facebook and YouTube, and just come on out and be blessed. So we will see you next week for Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you again for joining us. Please know that we love you and we are praying for you. Bye-bye.